Elgerrouj gives Gebremariam a little bit of a push, and he was only guiding him. Instead of that, he got a belt back from Gebremariam. So he's now back in 4th place. Gebremariam on his shoulder, and the 10,000 meter champion trying to turn this into a real test of endurance. If it was a test of speed, I think he'd still have a chance, but he's taking out insurance policy. He wants to make it fast and hard, and he wants to make it so that he's in a position to follow his teammate who's moving through quickly in the 2nd place. That's Gebremariam, and he's a talent as well. But this is an amazing way for a man with such a fast finish to try and run this 5,000 meters.
Let's go down the line. Bekele's in the lead. Gebremariam, his teammate, just 18 years of age, is in 2nd place. Another 18-year-old in 3rd place is Eliud Kipchoge. He's part of the camp of Bekele, and then Elgerrouj behind him, and then behind Elgerrouj the defending champion Richard Limo of Kenya, and then behind him he's got Chibi and Kibon, the other 2 Kenyans in the race. Well, 8 laps to go, Brendan, and it's not letting up. Bekele setting a pace here, which, okay, we might have expected a good pace, this good, strong pace. I think Richard Limo was hoping for a good pace. I think Kipchoge would have hoped for a good pace. Certainly Elgerrouj wouldn't have been too pleased with this, but we weren't expecting Bekele to do this all by himself. And Kipchoge, the youngster, just going past Gebremariam. Gebremariam just watching to see what Elgerrouj does. And Elgerrouj, at the moment, you have to say, looks pretty comfortable and okay with what's going on ahead of him.
He certainly does look comfortable there in 3rd place. And the 5.7 for the first 2,000 meters. And when Haile Gebrselassie broke the world record for the 5,000 meters, he went through 5 laps in 5.6.4, so they're only a second of world record pace. And remember, this man's already won the 10,000 meters a few days ago. He ran the heats of the 5,000 meters a few days ago, and here he is, running in a very surprising way from my point of view. I'm amazed he's actually doing this. 7 laps to go, and the 10,000 meter champion is trying to repeat the double which has been achieved at a global level 6 times. And if you look back, it was first done in 1912 by the first flying Finn Kolomainen. Then it was done by the great Emil Zatopek. Then it was done in the Olympic Games by Vladimir Kutz. And then it was done twice in the 70s by Lassie Viren. And then most recently by Mirat Shifter, the fellow Ethiopian, a man who's here supporting Bekele, but I'm amazed that he's doing it like this. 6.9 for 6 laps, and to run it all the way on his own at the front, well, I'm sure he's going to have to take his foot off the pedal. He's going to need some help from some of his teammates or some of his associates, but Hicham Elgerrouj, the 1,500 meter champion, the man who's only run one serious 5,000 meters race before today, just gliding through, untroubled at the moment.
Bekele looks up, he's still got company. 6 laps to go, they're all lining up behind him. Kipchoge, then Hicham Elgerrouj, and Brendan was talking about that one race. It was in Ostrava right at the beginning of the season, and Elgerrouj looked very good in that race, which was run at a similar pace to this. He wanted to run something in the low 1240s, and it was only in the latter stages where he looked tired and was beaten by Stephen Chirono, as he then was. So is Bekele maybe taking a leaf out of Chirono's book, thinking, let's make it hard, let's take the sting out of him. But you know what, it's not so easy when you have to do that all by yourself. And Bekele is a confident runner on the country. He front runs then, he runs away from the pack, and he's trying to do the same thing here. But that was the slowest lap of this 5,000 meter final so far, 64.1.
Well, he looked over his shoulder there. Bekele looking for a bit of support. It hasn't been coming from his teammates. They look as though they're out of the race, but there are 4 Kenyans in that chasing group and 1 Moroccan. The first 6 athletes, Ethiopia, Kenya, Morocco, 3 more Kenyans, and they can be dangerous too. But as he sees the 5-lap scorer, Hicham Elgerrouj, through 3,000 meters in 7 minutes and 45 seconds, his confidence must be growing. And on the outside now, for the first time, we have a new leader. It's Kipchoge, the young junior champion from Kenya.
Well, Bekele moved out to let him through, I think, and hadn't realised that Kipchoge was wanting to come around the outside. Now, these two are part of the same camp, share the same manager, so I'm sure that this was thought out beforehand. And Kipchoge trying to pick up the pace because Bekele was starting to falter, but Elgerrouj is still there. Another 64 lap, 64.61 Richard Limo still close by. John Kibone is still close by. Chibi looking as though he's working the hardest of the Kenyans, that's for sure. There's John Kibone wearing 8:06 behind Elgerrouj. Limo's behind him, and then Chibi, whose head's just beginning to rock a little bit. He looked not so fit in Zurich. Chibi, who earlier on in the season looked as though he possessed the sort of finish that could outdo Bekele. In fact, he managed to do that on one occasion. So, a new leader, 4 laps to go. Kipchoge, Bekele, Elgerrouj, Limo, or Kibone, then Limo, then Chibi, Gebri Mariam bringing up the back, and Tedeschi of Eritrea also in the group.
Well, the amazing thing there, Steve, the first 5 runners in this race are all world champions in their own right. You've got the junior champion, you've got the 10,000 meter champion, you've got Elgerrouj, the 1500 meter champion, and then you've got the 2 cross-country champions behind them. So what an amazing lineup in this event. And Elgerrouj is getting an easy ride, but there goes the effort now. There goes the 10,000 meter champion now, 3,600 meters behind him. He comes into the finishing straight. They look ahead, and now the confrontation is laid out there. How fast is this going to be? 3 laps to go, just over 3 laps to go. This is the territory which Hicham Elgerrouj owns. He said, I've reigned in my own kingdom of 1,500 meters. I now want to have a go at the 5,000 meters. And he's got to be feeling more comfortable now at this point than he has at any point in the race.
3 laps to go, and it's slowing down quite dramatically. And I know there are people around who thought that Elgerrouj might not leave it till the last 200, because Bekele does possess great pace. Said that Elgerrouj might just pick it up if the pace hasn't been that good. Well, it's been hard early on, and now they're just messing it around a little bit. They're changing the pace, and of course that sometimes doesn't help if you're not used to that in 5,000 meter running. But Elgerrouj looks very, very comfortable as Kipchoge comes to the front once more. Bekele follows him. Elgerrouj behind in 3rd place, checks over his shoulder. He'll find Gebri Mariam there. Richard Limo's there, John Kibone and Chibi, and then Tedeschi. Those are the runners still in this final into the last 1,000 meters.
Into the last 1,000 meters, and the last 4 laps have been extremely slow. 64, 64, 64, 65, and now the 1,500 meter champion lays it down. He comes down the home straight. He sees the scorer. 2 laps to go in the men's 5,000 meter championship of the world. Hicham Elgerrouj, the 1,500 meter champion, leads from Bekele, the 10,000 meter champion. And the confrontation and the race we look for is now being dominated by the Moroccan.
I'm a little surprised, but this is what we thought might happen. Hicham Elgerrouj with a phalanx of African distance running talent behind him. Takes a little glance over his shoulder. They're still there. That's his 60 lap. He picked it up. He's trying to make it a long run for home. He's got behind him Bekele. He's got Chibi, who's just taken closer order. He's got Kipchoge. He's got Limo, and he's got Kibone.
And into the home straight. 500 meters to go. And a classic race here between the 1,500 meter man and the 10,000 meter man. Who is the fastest? Does the 10,000 meter champion have the sprint finish, or does the Moroccan world record holder at 1,500 meters? And off he goes. The race, the pursuit, the intention is laid down by Hicham Elgerrouj. Not since 1924 has anyone done the double at 1,500 meters and 5,000 meters. Is it going to be repeated again today?
It's a long run for home. Hicham Elgerrouj attempting to take them on. Kipchoge can't go with it. Bekele trying to get back there. Kibone also trying to give chase, but Hicham Elgerrouj of Morocco trying to take this 5,000 meter title. Kipchoge, the world junior record holder, still there. Bekele, the 10,000 meter gold medalist, still there. John Kibone trying to get onto them. Elgerrouj has run his race, or has he? Has he got anything left? Elgerrouj trying to get there. Kipchoge, the junior's there. Elgerrouj is trying to get to the line. Kenya wins it. Kipchoge takes the gold medal. Elgerrouj the silver. Did he come, Brendan?
400 meters to go, and Hicham Elgerrouj, the world record holder for the mile, the world record holder for the 1,500 meters, is being followed by the young junior, the world junior cross-country champion. And in 3rd place, Kenenisa Bekele, the 10,000 meter champion, who before this point has run quite a strange race from my perspective. And down the back straight, Hicham Elgerrouj is running like he does when he runs the mile or 1500. He's in full flow now. He knows he's got a race in his legs, but he's got a winning lead there into the straight. And suddenly Elgerrouj begins to tire. Bekele begins to lift his pace. Kipchoge, the junior, and now anyone can win this one. Will it be Elgerrouj? Will it be the junior? Or will it be the 10,000 meter champion? Kipchoge of Kenya, the man with a famous name, now runs away, the winner of a famous confrontation. The 1500 meter champion couldn't make it. Well done to Kipchoge of Kenya. The 10,000 meter champion couldn't make it. And there they are. The 1500 meter man on the inside, the 10,000 meter man on the outside, and the junior from Kenya, the man whose previous title at the World Cross Country was the main one he's ever won. And here he is, the world junior record holder for 5,000 meters, becomes the world champion in a race I'm sure we'll see the finish of that race played many, many times. Elgerrouj contributed to the race. Bekele contributed to the race, but 8:07, Kipchoge, named after the great Kipchoge Kaino, won the race. And look how close it was. It was a 100-meter finish. It was inches between them. And the Kenyan wins the gold medal. A brave effort by Elgerrouj. Well done to him. And also, well done to Kenenisa Bekele.
A new championship record for the youngster, 12 minutes 52.79. That's just outside his personal best, and he won it by just 0.04 of a second. Elgerrouj, a brilliant silver medal, and Bekele from